It sounded like, the little visitors are obviously the children. It sounded like the kids came over in the morning, and then he decided that this is the first time they've been at my house in ages. I better go do a stream to tell the internet about it and not spend time with them. But I guess they came, visited, and left, and then came back. That seems to be the actual course of events. But he's very happy that the kids are back. 2 more weeks, guys. They'll be back here without the grandparents, allegedly.
To hang out. So I'm very excited for that. But it's interesting watching.
There are a lot of funny things being said about Nick. This is one of my favorite ones, actually. I'm actually very sad that I didn't come up with this meme.
Please don't tell anyone how I live.
Because as a Simpsons enjoyer, I think I really should have been the first to come up with that, but I have to credit that to the farms.
Some more clarity and resolution on scheduling, which is why
these streams, I don't see them happening. I really don't see them happening. He's been promising these daytime streams for a long time. This is the first one that I think I've seen. And how is it going to have more time for daytime streams when the kids are back in the house, if they, in theory, come back, which I'm not so certain on. But tonight's document actually shed some light on why he thinks they'll be back soon. And it's basically they're reaching the 60-day window for since the kids have been taken. It's almost their 2-month anniversary of being childless.
Looking to ramp things up to more frequently and more consistently and predictably per week, so that things can kind of get going again. But
it's not that people have decided that things are different than they are. It's that he lies every opportunity he gets, and people have finally started to realize it. And I actually do have some evidence, proof, pictorial evidence of Nick in his own lie, which I will show quite shortly.
But yeah, the kids will be home in less than 2 weeks, as I said the other day, which gives me a whole lot more certainty around when streaming will work and what streaming will look like in regards to balancing that time out with family. So the fact that that's under a protective order, I can't release the stuff you want me to release.
He says that while he actively files petitions to seal everything. Just keep that in mind.
It's under protective order. And I wouldn't wish it on almost any of you. A couple of you, though.
Except for Aaron, I suppose, who is trying to get for every opportunity. If you're unaware, if you didn't watch the last stream, they have filed a complaint against Aaron Imhotep or Imolte. But he's basically a mummy. Look at the man. He's falling apart. Yeah, they have fired a revenge prawn charge against him for sharing Kayla's nudes, the nudes that should never have existed, as Nick has said many times in the past. At least the old Nick said that. The new Nick is a completely different person. But he's filed against him, and also he has tried to snitch on the judge. He literally said at the end of their hearing, because if you remember the arraignment hearing, the judge said, I do not give permission for this to be rebroadcast under, I guess, perjury of the court or whatever it was. Now, that doesn't really affect anyone outside of Minnesota. And even in Minnesota, there's realistically going to probably nothing come of it. But of all the people that restreamed it, and many people did, one of them, who was in Minnesota, would have been Aaron. So at the end of one of Nick's hearings, and I think this was 2 streams back, we talked about this. He says, Your Honor, excuse me, I need something to tell the teacher. I'm aware of someone that was restreaming the arraignment hearing. Do I tell that to you, or can I tell the prosecutor? Who should I tell to get this person in trouble? Literal snitch rat behavior.
At all.
Exactly. That's the hypocrisy of it, right? Snitching to the government that he tells you that you cannot trust, the government that is setting him up. That government, the very same government. And the funny thing was, it was going to go to, I think, was it Judge Fisher, the one that he was making fun of, saying those vile things about, and failing in court with her, and then going to the elevator to have a private shower call with her as well. He was doing this behavior even before he started streaming. The shower calls existed back then too. I called the government worker and their co-worker 10 times that morning to get them into my house, and they were not doing a walkthrough, and they were not prevented access. One day, I get to tell the whole story. Well, part of that story gets told today, as it is in the first half of the Admit Deny hearing. The petitioner appeared through its attorneys, Kristen Pierce and Rachel Molesbury, Candido County Attorney Office. The mother, Kayla Rekieta, appeared personally, along with her attorney, John Mueller. And father, Nicholas Rekieta, appeared personally along with his attorney, Dawn Weber. And they have the addresses for the lawyers' offices. The children, the eldest son, and I believe these are the two daughters. Actually, I'm not sure. The three eldest children were also in the court. And also, who is the other two? Where are the other two children? Are they present also? Or is it just these three? To my knowledge, they are not. I believe the other two are both under 10. All right. And then Mrs. Barber, Gaudium ad litem. So I believe the younger kids are with the uncle. I want to say uncle. I think that's Kayla's side, by the way. And she was one of the people that was actually kind of telling on Kayla and Nick. Mrs. Barber says, yes, Christy Barber, Gaudium ad litem. And in the gallery, we have the paternal grandfather and the maternal grandparents, who are the foster parents. And this is the first big red flag in this court appearance. Get ready for this. And then in support, April Imholte. Ape escaped to the gallery. You are going to the court with the woman who you were arrested with when you were having your drug-fueled... The mistress, the throuple, appears in court and you mention it. Like, you could just be a stranger. Just don't say her name. Like, if she's going to... Like, why is she here? This is the first really weird thing in this document. Like, what the actual? When I saw this, when I heard this, I didn't believe it at first. Bringing your... On the day of trying to get your kids back. And the kids are there. The kids are saying, what's this chick doing here? Who can say? Who can say? I thought this was pretty outrageous. All right, then. Alicia Sweep, Candy-Ojai County Health and Human Services. Rachel Molesbury, Assistant Candy-Ojai County Attorney. And Kristen Pierce, First Assistant Candy-Ojai Court Attorney. The court says, all right, then. The report was that law enforcement was going to the home of Nick and Kayla Rekieta to execute a search warrant. Upon executing that search warrant, they had found substances believed to be cocaine. And what was located in the home? Located in the home was drug paraphernalia, firearms, ammunition, cocaine, and ketamine, or as I like to call it, reketamine. Approximately how much cocaine was located? Approximately 26.67 grams, so over 26 grams, yes. And are you aware of how that substance was identified? I was just aware that it had been field tested. And did you go to the home? I did. Spicy bit coming up. The home was very cluttered. Oh, wait, that's not a very good line. Let's do that again. The home was very cluttered. It was hard to walk around the home without stepping on clothing, bedding, and blankets. Literally, you could sprain your ankle. There's so much filth on this house. Now, Nick will tell you that they had a little bit of dirty laundry, up on the bed, maybe up on a couch. When you're like you maybe fresh out of home, 18 or 20 or something, maybe you're going to university, you do a load of laundry and you throw it on the bed so you can go back to gaming, you go back to gaming. You sit in your computer chair, you game until, oh, it's shit, it's 12 o'clock, too late to fold the laundry now. Let's switch the clothes to the chair. Then you get up, switch the clothes back to the bed. You go back to gaming. Oh, time to go to class, time to go to work. No time to do the laundry. I'll do that when I get home. That's kind of what Nick tries to sell the story. They're just moving clean clothes and piles of clothes. But no. The county health professional says the floor was so cluttered, it was hard to walk through the house without tripping on clothing, bedding, and blankets. Now, Nick does say in his seething post, it's almost like a government worker lied. Now, this is a very tricky situation. We've got a he said, she said. Nick says the house is a little bit dirty. County Health Services says it's really dirty, dangerously dirty, they even say. Now, if only there was some sort of pictorial evidence or body cam footage that could determine which one of these people is telling the truth. It's a strange thing to lie about. If the house really is that dirty, I guess it's going to come to light, surely, right? Well, that'll be very interesting if we get to see it, right? That might... This might be a little bit of indication of why perhaps Nick is working so hard to keep the body cam footage sealed. Now, if you're curious about the body cam footage,